so let's move on to number 4, announcements and presentations. The first one, we're going to receive a presentation from HIP Housing. We can bring in.
Yes, I brought in Carla Espinoza from HIP Housing.
Espinoza, welcome and Happy New Year, and please, you have our undivided attention.
Yes, hi, thank you. My name is Kayla Espinoza. I'm on the board of HIP Housing. On behalf of HIP Housing, I would like to thank Mayor Medina and the members of the San Bruno City Council for your continued and critical support of our organization. As a token of our appreciation and a reminder of our partnership throughout the year, I'd like to present the Council with HIP Housing's new 2021 calendar, which we are working to get physically delivered to you by the end of next week. This is the 19th HIP Housing calendar, and it's filled with information on HIP Housing's affordable housing programs and children's artwork from students from K to 5th grade. The children drew a picture of a house and explained what my home means to me. This year, home has taken an especially important meaning to many, including Ashkara Jane, a 5th grader from Foster City, who submitted the following quote: "My home is a person which opened its arms to hold me tight during this pandemic. My home has become the most important part of my life. My home is where I celebrate my birthdays, the National Day, and Diwali. It has become a place where I have all of my entertainment, studies, and school, an office to work, and a hospital to feel better, all just in my home. It is where I'm making most of my memories. My home is where I pray to make the most of the world, to heal from this virus." HIP Housing provides over 1,400 homes a year, and in San Bruno, we currently provide homes for 49 people in home sharing matches, and that includes seniors. We ask that you continue to help us share the word about our programs. On average, we have 4 times as many people seeking homes as offering space. For many, home sharing is the only affordable option in our community. We hope this calendar shows the importance of housing to our community, including to the children, and how these times are affecting them as well. With COVID now more than ever, people are suffering and our programs can help. We hope you can display these calendars proudly and continue to refer people to our programs. Thank you so much for your support, and we hope you enjoy these calendars throughout the year.
We thank you very much, and I know I've gotten accustomed to being in person and going through the calendar, but we certainly understand with the times. But we do appreciate you being here, and thank you, and please take your time however it gets to us. We have plenty of time. The year is young. But thank you very much for the presentation. Thank you for the upcoming calendars, and appreciate all the work that you folks do. It makes a big difference.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, San Bruno Council members.
Enjoy the rest of your evening, and Happy New Year.
Thank you, you too.
All right, next we will move on to item B, receive an update on COVID-19 response efforts. I'd like to turn this over to Jennifer, please. Donald.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council. We're just pulling up the presentation quickly, so you should see that. My name is Jennifer Dianos. I'm the assistant to the city manager for the city of San Bruno, and I'm here this evening representing our EOC Public Information team. Tonight, I will provide you with an update of COVID-19, including an overview of our current status and local statistics, a reminder to the community to not let our guards down. I'll go over a couple of virtual programs that are available to celebrate the season. And lastly, I and our team will be available for any questions that you may have. I will start this evening with a high-level summary. The last I presented to you was on December 8th, 2020, well before the holidays, and a lot has changed since then. Information has been discussed by means of social media posts by the city, various other agencies, newsletters, and mainstream media. A brief highlight is, despite the efforts to stay home before and during the holidays, which many of us did, and I thank you for that, our COVID cases have been on the rise and our ICU capacity has been on the decline. And effective December 17th, our region joined the state's stay-at-home order. Many non-essential indoor operations had to cease, as well as outdoor dining. Under the order, the public is advised to stay home as much as possible and to not mix households. The order is triggered by the regional ICU capacity, and specifically under 15% capacity. And that applies to the Bay Area region. It's comprised of the 11 counties that you see on the screen there. For San Mateo County, in addition to the reduced ICU capacity, and I'll have local statistics in the next few slides, but as of earlier today, we have 36.3 adjusted new positive cases rate per day, 8.4% positivity rate, and 14.1% health equity quartile positivity rate. These statistics keep us in the purple or the widespread tier of the blueprint for a safer economy. Our local statistics, while we fall under the state's guidance, our local statistics run in line with the region. On the screen here, you'll see the hospital data with the total of 189 patients hospitalized for COVID-19. We'll zoom in there on the ICU beds and capacity for our county specifically. There are 2 beds available, and that's based on data available on the county health website, smchealth.org, and as of yesterday's date, January 11th. None of the surge beds are in use at this time. Currently, there are a total of 29,199 positive cases in San Mateo County and a total of 268 deaths in our county as well. These numbers continue to increase. And on the slide in front of you, you can see we're at an all-time high since the county's original stay-at-home order back in March. This graph shows a stark increase in positive cases beginning in the latter part of 2020 and into 2021. In San Bruno, there are a total of 1,538 cases. Given the increase in cases and the constant messaging around COVID-19, now more than ever, even if we're tired of hearing it, it's important to be aware and to not let our guards down. It will take our collective effort to remain vigilant to prevent the spread of COVID. So on the screen here, this is a common message now, but it's important to be reminded to always wear your mask in public. There are a few exceptions, absolutely, but it's important for our neighbors to feel safe when going out for essential errands. So please do it for them. Insulate your household and keep to a small and stable social support bubble. And if you're experiencing symptoms or have been exposed to COVID, be sure to wear your mask at home, isolate, self-quarantine, and get tested. On the screen, you'll see the acronym AIM, A-I-M. It's an easy way to remember, and we in government love acronyms, so there you go. What's not included on this slide is a reminder to wash your hands and keep your distance. Both also effective means of prevention, and just because it's not on the slide doesn't mean that it still doesn't apply. Testing for COVID is available to our community, and there are several options. The City of San Bruno continues to partner with San Mateo County to offer our local testing site, which is free to San Bruno residents, each Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at 530 Huntington. This is an oral test, and it's self-administered and fairly quick. Currently, we're scheduled through the end of January, but to find out more about testing dates, as additional dates are released and times, and to pre-register, you should visit our website that's listed there on the screen. It's sanbruno.ca.gov/local testing. On the page, you can also link to the county's testing site, which offers additional dates and times at the San Mateo County Event Center, and the mobile testing site, which also comes to San Bruno and is often over at Sea Plain. Registration is important, so please visit the website to learn more about this. And lastly, in regards to prevention, the county is rolling out the COVID-19 vaccines. This has been of high interest to many and in our community. The county is following the federal and state guidelines for vaccine distribution and remains committed to being safe and transparent and equitable during the distribution of vaccines. The guidelines determine who will receive the vaccine and in what order while supplies remain limited. And I do want to add that the information I'm sharing is based on what was provided by the county health department. I'm not a medical professional by any means. And in an effort to get more information out to the public on this, the County Health Department will conduct a live info session. And to learn more about this and the process, they will be streaming on their social media accounts, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. So there's still time to join. Tomorrow's January 13th at 11:30. Next, we have virtual programming. As you know, we have transitioned our recreation programming to accommodate virtual, essentially everything. This is fun and has been well received by many in our community and beyond. Coming up, we have several fun activities that you and your family can do at home. The programs were included in our recent mailer that went out right before the holidays and are all available on our website, sanbruno.ca.gov, under the Recreation Division. Some programs are free and others that include supplies have small fees, but see what's available on our website and then you choose what works best for your family. So first we have February Rec in a Bag, and this is a program where we bring recreation to you. It's an opportunity to have fun and make memories. The bag itself will contain supplies that you can use to create your own work of art and a game or something else that inspires you. Registration is due by the end of the month, January 25th. And I do want to note that if our region remains under the stay-at-home order, this program may be postponed due to limitations with pickup services and the community safety. So it is subject to change, but is still available for registration. There's also a virtual talent show beginning February 1st, where you can dazzle our community with a magic trick or a singing voice, a written performance, or another unique talent that you may have. Register and then send in your 3-minute video that would be to staff, which you would get upon registration. And there are prizes, so that's the great news. Registration for both of these programs are at www.sanbruno.ca.gov/rec-signup. We also have Valentine cards for seniors, and it's another opportunity to bring joy to a senior during Valentine's Day when people are at home. This you can also register online and pick up a themed supply kit to create a holiday card. And there are instructions in the kit to make sure that the card is assembled safely to keep our seniors safe. And again, if our region stays in the stay-at-home order, this may be subject to change, but our staff are looking into what alternatives there may be. So again, don't hesitate to register if you're interested. And again, that's the same registration link, sanbruno.ca.gov/rec-signup. And as a reminder, while this presentation does not include available resources during our response to COVID, there are many available to the public. And on the screen is an image from the county's resource page and includes options for business resources, food assistance, childcare, distance learning. So this is simply a reminder that all of those services are still available, and you can link to it through our website, or you can go to the county website directly. And lastly, stay connected. As you may already know, our team used SMC Alert to help get messaging out during COVID-19. It's in a joint effort with the county and other local jurisdictions to notify residents of major changes to the stay-home order. Locally, our San Bruno Police Department has engaged in a campaign to increase awareness and subscribership of SMC Alert. SMC Alert is the fastest way to get out information about emergencies in the city. That's like fires, police incidents, as well as other events like road closures and even dangerous wild animal sightings. So if you haven't already done so, please register for SMC Alert today. And after you're done registering for SMC Alert, make sure to follow us on social media. And that completes my presentation this evening. Thank you, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you, Jennifer. Any questions from colleagues? Councilmember Mason.
Great. Hi. Thanks, Jennifer, for that presentation. I just wanted to ask if we can have an update on where we are with the library, and if we could include a slide on the library in future presentations. I know that's one of the public comments that I saw, but I do consider it to be, at this time when so many people are home, important to have at least a plan of reopening. And I don't know if the city manager wants to comment if there is a plan in place for reopening, but I know other libraries are open in the county. And I do understand that it's closed right now. We're in the middle of a surge, but do we have a plan to reopen at some point?
Sure. John, city manager, why don't I take that? When we talk about our neighboring libraries, San Francisco and Daly City are closed like us. However, Millbrae and Pacifica are open for curbside service. All libraries in the county are closed to in-person services. We have a robust set of virtual programs that we have constantly added to during the pandemic. And we were the first library in the county to begin curbside service. Now, we have temporarily suspended that for staff and employee safety while we're in this surge. And as Jennifer mentioned, we're constantly monitoring that. There is a plan to bring back curbside service. Right now, we are flagging that to when we come out of the stay-at-home order. As you know, that stay-at-home order is currently tied to when the available ICU beds in our region, the Bay Area region, goes above 5%. Goes above 15%. It is currently under 1%. So there's no timetable on how long we will be here, but we are certainly at the highest peak of COVID-19 positive cases since the start of what we know of now as COVID-19. And so we are certainly at a peak, and we've ratcheted down our programs commensurate with that.
Great. Yeah, I think if it could be included in the presentations, it would just be good so that the public knows what the status is. So if it remains closed, then maybe saying like you do with the Park and Rec services, that it's closed, but here's what is available. I know I've been telling people about Libby, but I get the feeling a lot of people don't know about Libby. And so for anybody who's watching, it's an app you can get on your phone, and you can upload various books. You can also go to the library's website, type in your library card number, and there's a number of shows that your kids can watch. Some of them are educational. So I think just people don't know what is available online, and I think it would just be really helpful to tell that part of what is being offered. And then the second part of the question is for the city manager, and it's just when we can expect to have an update on the COVID-19, the emergency funds, as well as the CARES Act funds, and how they're being appropriated. Thank you.
Absolutely. We will send that to council as a memorandum and provide that at our next financial update to the public. So you should expect to receive that council this week and a public presentation of that when we provide our Q2 report, which goes through July and December. And so Q2 is closed, and we're currently closing all the numbers in January, and we'll report those to you in February.
Thank you.
Okay, seeing no other hands, we'll go ahead and move on to item C. This is something that is impressive, and we appreciate Mr. Wallace's willingness to be here with us this evening. And this is for a recognition of Tim Wallace for 25 years of service to the city of San Bruno. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to the Community Services Director for her to have some opening remarks.
She's on mute.
Let's try that one more time. Thank you. Good evening, council members. I'm Ann Matola, your Director of Community Services. And this evening, I'm so pleased to recognize Community Services Superintendent Tim Wallace for his 25 years of service to the city of San Bruno. Tim's passion for and dedication to the work that he does at the library has allowed him to promote up through that division. He started with the city as a part-timer in 1995 and became a full-time city employee in 1998. He was promoted to technical services support librarian in 2000 and then to library services manager in 2005. And I'd like to share some of the work that he brought, some of the programs he brought to the community, which are actually pretty remarkable and innovative. When he was the library services manager, he was responsible for all decisions regarding adult services. This included adding to the library's adult collection. It also included adding some recurring adult programming, such as lawyers in the library and financial planning in the library. Now, at the time, this was rather new and innovative, as libraries were really just emerging and transitioning to serve as vital community centers. In 2015, Tim promoted to his current role as Community Services Superintendent, where he's been focusing on expanding the internet and technology access to the community, blending of Wi-Fi hotspots and Chromebooks, and improving and increasing the library's e-resources. And I think we can all attest that these accomplishments have been an invaluable resource to our community during COVID. I also need to thank Tim for acting as Community Services Director from June through November, just before I was hired. This was last year. And he did a really remarkable job of leading continuity of programs and services for all three divisions of the department, parks, recreation, and libraries, during a rather challenging time. In addition to these contributions and accomplishments, I would like to note the high regard his team holds him in. Every one of his team members wanted me to mention the high morale of the library team, and they directly attribute that to Tim's willingness to do whatever it takes for the success of the team, as well as his concern for their welfare. Tim's leadership has fostered an excellent team that produces excellent outcomes. It's evidenced by a 27% increase in library visits in the last 3 years, just prior to COVID. And I think you can attest that they've been continuing innovative programming throughout this COVID pandemic. I applaud Tim for his dedication and efforts that have made a significant impact on the quality of life to this community. As a newcomer to the city team, it is truly inspiring. I feel fortunate that he's one of my superintendents, and I really look forward to seeing all of the great things we know he'll continue to accomplish in the coming years. And with that, I'll turn it over to Mayor Medina.
Thank you very much for giving us the history of Mr. Wallace. So I happen to have known Tim for quite some time, and little know that he did start, again, part-time, and it was on Sundays. And what we don't know, because he doesn't share a lot, but this was a big, big ask for him, because he's an avid football watcher, especially for the 49ers. So this was something he had to figure out. How do I get my football in and still come to work? So he did that. He made that sacrifice for the city, and from that became a full-time position, and that he has gone all through that, as it was indicated, to the various levels. What's most important is, as was indicated, when it came time to have the ask by the city manager, can you step in an interim basis while we recruit? And Tim did so. Again, he could have said no, but he said yes because of the love he has and the dedication he has for the city, for the staff, for the programs, and for the community. Also, people may also not know, but he has really stepped up when it comes to the PLS, and he serves on the executive board for them, the library system. So he also ensures that we are represented and have a voice at that level. So I will tell you, as long as I have watched you work and seen you do what you do, I don't know that there's anybody in this city staff, community, ever say a negative thing about you. Your personality, your professionalism, your patience, and your kindness are just are second to none. So I also want to present on behalf of the city your plaque for 25 years of dedicated and loyal service. And obviously, we will get this to you. In regular times, I'd give you a hug and present it, but not right now. But on behalf of the city, council, community, I want to say thank you. 25 years, and we've been fortunate, and we are lucky to have you with us serving our community. And now I'd like to turn it over to you, Mr. Wallace.
Well, thank you for those kind words, Mr. Mayor. I want to point out that I am a football fan. I would always ask for Super Bowl Sunday off. So it's been my honor to serve the city for all these years, and I just look forward to doing it for several more years. again, I appreciate the thoughts and the kind words. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, and appreciate you being here. Notice he dressed up better than any of us tonight. So, all right, with that, Happy New Year. Again, thank you. Tim, I appreciate it.